Welcome to the doghouse. I hope you're all having a great day. I know I am. Who the hell cares if I didn't shave? Well, this is going to be about hate. Hate is such a dirty word. It really is. And when you have such hate in your heart and the disdain for other people, you don't care who you hurt. Your hate is so bad within you, you are willing to sacrifice yourself. Because hate, when it comes to the people all around you and yourself, really means you hate yourself. It really does. And when you go out there and exploit other people to hate and do your hate for you, you are so wrong. Yes, you're a low life when you go out there and you exploit other people for your satisfaction of being hateful. Hateful will ruin your life, ruin things you're going to do around you because you don't know how to handle hate. This isn't about doing a comedy or whatever. This has to do with the hate in your heart, the hate you give to other people. You are willing to destroy, and there's a lot of people like this, but you're willing to destroy others for your hate. You're willing to lie for your hate. You will make up things for your hate. You will always do that. I know there's people out here that get on here and they go after certain people with hate in their heart, not love. Some of these people out there that are doing this, they say they are Christian people and they're not. They're using Christianity for their hate. And Christianity was never made to hate. There's aspects of it, you can say hate here, but you don't get the whole picture. You can't extort something out of hate and say, God did this, so it must be okay. No, it's not okay. When you go after a family and a child, shame on you. Your hate has over become common sense. Hate will always take a back seat. No, sometimes people put it out in the front, and it shouldn't be there, but it is. Hate will always consume you if you let it. People that hate others, like I said earlier, hate themselves. They won't admit it, but they really do hate themselves. When you go out there in life in general, if your whole life is to find somebody you hate and dislike, you're in the wrong because you can't do that. Hate can't let be well. Hate consumes you. It should not consume you. When you exploit a child, parents, and others because you hate want a parent and you're going after that child, then you say that is okay. No, it's not. Your hate will never be justified when you do that. People hate for the sake of hating. They don't know how to love at all. Their idea in life is to hate, is to destroy people. And they do that. Does it make it right? No. But they still will hate to hate to hate to hate. And I'll keep saying hate because that's what it is. When you decide you can sacrifice a child over somebody you hate, there's something wrong. When you have no reverence at all to people and your hate consumes you, you will walk in the rivers of hate. Remember, always, always have love over hate, but we know that don't happen. All of us have been around people that hate others, and they will consume to hate others at all costs. Even when there's no sense in it, they will hate. I can put up positive stuff on my shorts, and I got a lot of them out there. Positive, people won't like it. That is because so much hate is out there in our lives. We are willing to not realize what hate really does to people. And this is mainly what I want to get at. Our hate for people sometimes is very, very much unjustified. But our soul and our mind, we have trained it to hate others, to go out and destroy others. And this is happening even on here. And then probably in your own lives, you can find people that this happens to. But when hate consumes you as a person, that means your family, your friends also see it. You may not see what you are doing as wrong, but guess what? It's still wrong. Hate will. Hello, Stacy. Hate will always be there, but the person that control the hate is yourself. You can't go out and hate other people's because your life's miserable. When you try to bring others down because you hate, that's wrong. Yes, a lot of times a person that hates is one that is so miserable in their life and so distraught about their life, they will hate. They will hate everything and everyone around them. If a hater can't get you to hate with them, that hater is going to destroy that other person. Because if you cannot hate, other people that hate will not like you. If a hater finds somebody that also hates, then they got a friend. They got a really good friend if they find somebody like that. But I've heard another person on here today on these podcasts about somebody, and I haven't seen it, about somebody that was out there being mean and bad mouthing others. And I think I know not who was bad mouthing, but who they were bad mouthing. You know, in life, you try to go forward, step forward, and do what is right all the time. Sometimes you have to take a step back because you do stuff that's unintentional. That's learning. But a hater will find that and destroy you because you were wrong. And, a lot of haters have a big, big track record of doing wrong. A whole bunch of them out there are there and they will do wrong. A hater has to find things to hate because he is miserable with himself. When you try to destroy others because your hate for yourself is so bad, it is a sad situation. Some of us on here listen to somebody that really hates and hates everybody. I won't get into names, but some of you'll know. Sometimes hate will come out as good with people. It's not good, but they convince themselves their hate is so bad that they're going to do anything possible to show you they are right. And they're trying to show you that they believe in hate and that hate is gospel. If they cannot take somebody down because of hate, then they're not happy. They're not happy anyway because people that hate really do hate themselves for whatever reason. There can be 100,000 reasons why, But when you find people like this, some people hate because they think it's funny. It's okay to be funny, but when you go out there to intentionally destroy everybody around you because you hate the world, still means you hate. You can't change it to saying, well, I can justify this hate for what I'm doing. You can't justify hate most of the time. There could be a few exceptions. We all find things in life we hate or go down that path of hate, but we have to realize what we're doing and we stop. The majority of the people will stop. It's that handful of people that hate each other and hate themselves so bad. And the only way they can get to the top and feel wanted is to hate everyone and everything they say. Because once they're at the top, they can justify hating everything. If they never get to the top because they are hating, they will never go nowhere. And they know it. So that, I mean, your mind sometimes tells you one thing and your actions kind of do something different. And we all been in that situation before. Or we'll say something we shouldn't say because it's right on the tip of our mouth and we just say it. I do that a lot and I shouldn't, but I do. Doesn't mean I hate. It means we got to learn to take things at what they are and think a little bit before we answer. And the people you don't like because they're doing bad things out there does not mean you have to do bad things. You need to recognize hate. We really do, because so many people will follow a hater. A hater is a serpent with a golden tongue. And it really is. You don't realize how much somebody that hates so much can figure out ways to make themselves look better and justify their hate. And they do get people to follow them. I've seen that all my life. Even living out in the middle of nowhere growing up, I could see hate. When I went to school, some people did have hate, even that small area. But I recognized it and I made a commitment to myself back then. I would never hate like that. Thank you, Brenda. Yeah, it's just how in your mind, and this isn't an argument here, this is how do you control hate? How do you control it in your life? Because all of us find a way to hate, but most of us smart enough to quit. We need to have other examples, other people. I'm a person, I like to hear all kinds of views because sometimes it helps you to hear other people's views and helps you. But, you know, I was kind of getting off on what I'm really here about. But these people that go out there and destroy others, why can't they learn to love? Why is it so important to them, regardless of what's happened in their lives, that they cannot love and cherish life? We've gotten away from love and cherishment in lives. Yes, you have to ignore them. You have to be positive. You really do. Whenever time you slip, all of us do. And like I said earlier, most of us figure out that if we keep slipping, we're going in the wrong direction. As long as we're going forward in life and we love and cherish everybody around me or us, not just me. But I do. I My mom was that way. We were taught that way. Hi, Kimberly. And we need to go forward that way. We got to get rid of the hate. Yes, it's easier said than done because a hater that hates himself, which is really, really hard to change. Sometimes it takes others to correct that problem, but I just don't understand it. I grew up not to hate. I went through school not hating. Most of the people I've been around, and I'm not saying this is true by any means, they tell me that for the most part, I'm positive and have a positive attitude about things, even when things are bad. That's what they're saying. I didn't say that. I hear that quite a bit. And I appreciate you for what you do. Once again, I don't look at it that way, but that is what has come out. And that's the way we ought to be, though, in real life. When we decide that hate is going to take us over, some of this I'm repeating, but that's fine. Hate will take us over if we let hate take us over. Then we will not know how to love. We will not know how to cherish. And I wish all of you a Merry Christmas too. You know, when you hate somebody, you're destroying them from within. You're destroying their lives. And when you get a child involved, you may not realize it or probably don't care that you are actually hurting that child for life because of your asinine actions. Hate is an action. Hate is always an action. Love is also an action, but most of us kind of like the idea of love. Love means so much to me, and it really does. I mean, my wife, obviously, but everything around me. I cherish so much what I have that I have to be positive. When we are not positive, we do go down that road of hate. I have so much going on in my life, I could be very negative if I wanted, but I'm not. I go to the truck stop about every morning, have coffee, and everybody knows me by name. The waitresses joke around with me and have my coffee, and I leave. And most of them, there's always an exception here and there, will say how much, and I've heard them talk, how much they like me and how much they respect me. Once again, this is not me saying it. And most of them have this comment. He always says, please and thank you. And when you're a positive person and don't go down that road, please, please, thank you, and welcome is things that will come natural as long as you don't go down the road of hate. We have to cherish what we have in life and hold dear to us. We need to love and be loved and cherish what we have. We got not to let the haters hate. Well, they're going to hate, but you don't have to get involved with the hate. Once in a while, you can't help but be involved, but most part, you walk away from hate. Yes, there's people around here that not so much my neighborhood, but there is people around here that just don't like me. They don't, and some of them are because I have a positive attitude, and some of them that don't have a very negative attitude. And believe me, 100% people that hate, if you have a positive attitude, they will despise you. Not because of anything you did to them or anybody around them, just because you have that attitude of being nice and positive, and their hate is so strong that they just can't see at all to like you because their hate is against love. Sounds stupid, I know, but it's true. Look around, just people around yourselves. not just me. How many of you have gone out and been really, really positive, and somebody you know, and I got people around me that's this way too. They show hate because of positivity. They will find a way to hate regardless of what you say. Uh, I have no doubt that just reading Cat Lady's deal, and yeah, uh, you know, talking about him for a minute, he is a very negative person. You know, I have a father-in-law. All of these guys have passed away except one. My father-in-law would have been so disgraced with this guy. Yes, and this is true. My father-in-law, for a while, drove General Patton around, and the rumors of his mouth, that's true. My father-in-law had to endure it, but I tell you what, he would have shamed this being guy so bad. It's you when they say that and they go after people like that, their hate rubs off. It really does. My brother-in-law, which has also passed here recently on my wife's side, he was a PT gunner in the Nam War. Uh, Other people I know, I got a brother-in-law that died of Alzheimer's. He was a marksman in the army. I don't know what this thing is with me and Alzheimer's. It's always been around me. But other things, my brother spent over 20 years in the Air Force, which has passed away. Another brother that spent 3 or 4 years in the Army, he's passed away. And my other brother that was in the military, he's still alive. He's about a half a mile away from me. He's the only one left that's been in the military as far as brothers go. I've got nieces and nephews that definitely are still in the Army or Navy or wherever, they still serve. And, you know, I don't know any of my brothers that would have appreciated Vian at all. They would have despised him and hated him. And that's the difference. You, his hate towards this guy is one thing. My main thing is hating just to hate is wrong. People go out and they hate so much, and Vienna's one of them. They have to show their hate. They have to show the world their hate. They want you to follow them because they hate. You should hate too. You should hate yourself. He's another one I think, in my opinion, hates himself just by his actions. JH, at times, I think he hates himself by his actions. My opinion, just the way everything's out there. But when they hate each other, or hate, I should say each other, but when they hate, look around. Look look around. They're trying to get other people to hate like they do. And that's a true sign of a hater. That's a true sign of people not liking others, only liking themselves. And then it's iffy there too. But haters rule this country in their mind. They don't rule the country, but in their minds, they do. Haters will always be around us. We have to learn how to be positive. Thank you, Billy. You know, when you're not positive, it's a hell of a life to live. I don't mind going around, and I do it on you guys see me, some of you on my podcast, making fun of certain things. I'm not after well, I'm making fun of haters, but I'm not after an individual. It's more as a whole. Everybody can figure out who's who, but as a whole, I'm making fun of what they're doing. I'm not going after them personally. I will never do that, even though some of them I despise a lot. Now I despise their actions, not necessarily them. And sometime today I'll put another one out. This one is going to be called In a Minion's Opinion. I got a new beard. I got to try it out. But getting back to the hate thing, it is so devastating. I I've had in-laws that really hated, and they've just brought down my brothers, a couple of them, and a brother-in-law, just belittled them because their hate overrun common sense. I want you all to be happy today. I love every one of you that gets on here, and I really, really appreciate that. It's from the bottom of my heart. This isn't a bunch of BS. That's how I feel about you guys. And I wish every one of you a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. My heart goes out to families that need loving. Absolutely, Brenda. Not that all families get along, but we're still family. In my case, having so many siblings involved, 10 plus a half brother and a half sister, or sometimes it's like two or three families. Yes, we all need to go out, be positive, and have a very, very Merry Christmas. I love you guys so much. You know, one day before she passes away, she's in her 80s. And I don't know it'll ever happen because I have an obligation here. Is I would love to see my sister that lives in Hastings, Florida. Maybe one day that will happen, but my commitment is here to the love of my wife. I wish you all a Merry Christmas and catch you next time, and thanks for listening.